2721, Microsoft Corp just reported earnings. The high of the day on the stock, let everyone understand that, was 263.19. We have the June 260 calls. There was a lot of buying there for those. We did set in on the conference call. Microsoft beat their earnings handily. Then they also gave the June quarter upside guidance above consensus. So, with that being said, we will look for higher prices. We have seen this noise before, and we have where Microsoft ticks down off of a big beat because the numbers were a big beat, and they were. So, right at the end, they asked for the guidance and they gave the June quarter upside guidance. That will pull people into the stock. We will probably see a slew of upgrades tomorrow. Microsoft guides the June revenue above consensus. Well, if that's going to be above consensus, then I will be looking for a lot higher stock prices over the next couple of months, no matter what. And this is one of the reasons why the big position went out to the June quarter. And it did, June 21 monthly, not weekly expiration, monthly. So the stock pulls back. It's understandable. And the reason why I say that is because after hours does not make a trend in a stock that beats in earnings like Microsoft did. And the analyst community is going to be extremely bullish on this stock. We'll probably see a fresh new set of upgrades because they're taking market share in every area. And then when you look at the rollout and the acquisition rollouts and projected revenues over the complete year of 2021, but really moving into 2022 and beyond, is they will take more market share because everything is what we call networked together, let's say. So the business model works in all areas together. Yes, it's kind of okay. This particular earnings quarter, we've seen a lot of Texas Instruments, another one that had a blowout quarter. And then the other day, Tesla had a blowout quarter and they went down, and they did. Google is the only one that went up today, and who knows why. So far, though, we've had a lot of companies that have beaten their earnings, but you got the earnings beat, and then you got the upside revenue for the June quarter. You couldn't ask for any more than that on a conference call because you can't. This is not a downside guidance or anything like that. And they beat by 18 cents. They beat on the revs. It was at the high end above all three major segments. Azure revenue growth of 50% year over year. Now, the thing about it is that when I was sitting on that conference call, of course, I know how to listen to what analysts do. LinkedIn, the Dynamics 365 revenue rose. All revenues rose across the region of their platform and the regions around the United States. And Azure revenue growth 50% year over year. Okay. And they have lots of different things that they're doing. So we will look for a recovery tomorrow morning. And then at that point, when we do get the recovery part, then we'll take a look at our overall net position. There is nothing to fear about this Microsoft quarter or its guidance, its upside. And I sat in on the call and I know what I'm doing. And so the thing about it is the cloud services revenue increased 14% versus 11% in the December quarter. And this is why they beat their earnings the way they did. Earnings came in at 41.71 billion versus the 40.83 billion. Okay, and they did. And so we'll let the noise go ahead and be the noise because that's what this is in Microsoft. It will recover. I've seen this happen before. Comes back, makes another set of 52-week highs a week later. This is not the first time that we have seen an earnings season do what it's doing, even with the good names, even with the ones that knock it out of the park, ones with real business models like Microsoft. And not only that, we got the revenue upside guidance to go along with it, and we did. And Microsoft on the earnings call guided June revenue above consensus, not below, above. Let's keep that straight. So, for everybody, just know one thing about where the fundamentals are going to go versus the after hour noise. You cannot draw a conclusion when you have the facts, as we do, and you have that kind of robust in Microsoft, then Microsoft can pull back off of the earnings. That's just market volatility. So what? It's where it's going to be in a week or 2 weeks from now. And, or even again, where is it going to be tomorrow? After we get through this, everybody's going to understand exactly what I'm saying in this video. So you'll know how to trade it. You'll know how to buy dips in Microsoft. There's nothing wrong with it. Go do your homework. You'll find the same thing I did. You can go to the website. You can read the transcripts on the call, or you can listen to the webcast. They have a replay of it. If you know what you're listening, just listen to how they explain their business. But most importantly is the analyst Q&A session and what the analyst questions are to the person that's in charge there, the CFO on the financials, and then of course the CEO and whatnot. And they answered them very clearly, and they're always forthright. This is not a shady company, because it's not. Good luck. We will be buying the dips on Microsoft when it dips, because we have the facts, and as long as we have the time frame as part of a core holding moving out, the January, September options, they both work. Gives you plenty of time. There's going to be plenty of time anyway, because it's noise. And it can pull back and consolidate and make another round of 52-week highs, because that's exactly what Microsoft does. And congratulations to Microsoft on beating those earnings and such a strong quarter that they produced for all shareholders.